Coming up on this special one-year anniversary episode of Outlook TV, Connie Smudge was an official VIP for the launch party of Wild Bear Weekend.
Fred Camperman goes to a fundraiser put on by the Loud Gala event.
Mark Kenneth Woods was at Montreal Pride to speak to the contestants in the Queer of the Year contest.
Skylar Bear catches the English Bay Bowling League.
Dean Nelson, executive producer of Gay Whistler Winter Pride, tells us what's coming up in 2013. Shane Forster had a chance to learn about a food bank geared towards the queer community.
We bring you to the Interior Design Show West 2012 at the Vancouver Convention Centre.
Fred Camperman learns to make a documentary.
RuPaul contestant Juju B gets interviewed by our very own Skylar Bear.
Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. We have a special episode for you today.
That's right, it is our one-year anniversary episode. We've been broadcasting Outlook TV for one whole year. Happy one-year anniversary, Rebecca.
Happy one-year anniversary, Dan.
Aww.
It's been a fabulous year bringing you all sorts of queer stories.
That's right, and this episode is no different. We've got lots of queer content from coast to coast.
And we're going to begin with our VIP, the unstoppable Connie Smudge.
That's right, Connie was at Oasis where she caught the launch party for the Wild Bear Weekend. Sound good, Connie?
Hi, kittens. It's your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, reporting from downtown Vancouver at the Oasis on Davie Street. We have the Bears visiting Vancouver from all over North America. It is going to be amazing. Todd Brisbane and Michelle Nadeau from MN Events are here, and they are having a huge blast-up party to kick off this fabulous weekend. We've got interviews, we've got style, and we've got some growls happen for you, babies. Come on inside. I'm going to show you everything. Oh, yeah. So here I am with Javier with a J. I love you desperately. I want to ask you, what is your definition of a bear?
Oh, that's a really hard thing, but I have to say, bear is frankly anything I find sexy.
What does he look like in your mind's eye?
Chest fur, facial fur, fur in general.
Oh, well, I would say a bear is a wonderful guy with lots of hair, looking delicious, and
We can only worship from afar, is that what we're saying?
Exactly.
Because they don't want any of this and they don't want any of that.
Wild Bear was born out of a thought 3 years ago to draw more people into Vancouver, to put Davies Village back on the map, contrary to what media was saying that everybody was leaving. You know, it's time to bring things back in the village, and one thing that really sort of struck me was organizations like Camp Moomba and Michelle's organization, A Loving Spoonful.
Fabulous.
Which really needed the attention, a little more global initiative, people to come here, pay attention to them, give money, and just have a really good time, and put some money back into the village. We decided to create an event called Bearotica. It's bear artists, international and local. We've got some art up from as far away as Mexico. And it's being held at Pump Jack, 1181. There'll be some pieces here at Oasis, Little Sisters. So it'll be sort of a mini art walk for people to go and experience different types of art.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's check it out. Do we have any bears in here? Of course we do. Let's look at the artwork instead. Okay. Well, kittens, that was the start of Bear Weekend. You should check out MN Events for everything happening with them. I have experienced sweat, glory, some beefcakes, and some fabulous magic. I can't wait to see what else we have in store. Thank you for watching. I am still your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, and this is Outlook TV.
The Vancouver Gay and Lesbian Business Association held a party. They called it Loud.
And we decided who better to send to this party than our executive producer, Fred Camperman. The party was a fundraiser to raise money to give out scholarships, and I believe they chose 3 candidates based on academic excellence and community involvement, but Fred will tell us more.
We have a beautiful evening for you. We have delicious drinks, canapes, entertainment, lots of fabulous auction items. The incomparable, the one, the only Tracy Bell in the house.
We are here at the 4th Annual Loud Awards, and we're going to see who are the 3 lucky recipients of these fabulous scholarships. Tell us a little about LOUD.
Sure, it stands for Leadership, Opportunity, Unity, Diversity, and it was started by the GLBA, the Gay and Lesbian Business Association of BC, and essentially was an opportunity for the business organization to give back. So we give away, well, this year we're giving away 3 scholarships, 2 of $2,000 and 1 Little Sisters $1,000 scholarship. And essentially what happens is students or people who have recently been in post-secondary education and who have a proven track record of essentially trying to be the best people they possibly can by volunteering in their communities and giving back and also excelling in their studies can apply. And it's open to anybody in BC and any age, sexual orientation, you name it, we're open to anyone who fits that criteria.
Can you tell us a little about the interview process?
It was fine. I mean, I had to basically get a couple of my professors to write little letters of recommendation, of course. So I guess because I'm always the loudest one in my classrooms anyways. It wasn't hard. They knew exactly who I was, and they kind of knew my story. So there was a few. There was one professor who I had in my first year, and we really connected because he was gay as well, and so we were able to really connect on a very professional level. And of course, one of my third year course business professors as well. So I just asked them if they wouldn't mind writing a letter of recommendation as to what it was about and why they thought, and they jumped at the opportunity. They thought, why not help this guy out? And so of course with them, and I had to write an essay as to what I've done and how as a young person going to school, what I've done to sort of enrich the local Vancouver GLBT community.
What kind of volunteering have you done?
In the past, I've been associated with Kids Help Phone, Surrey Memorial Hospital. Recently, I started my own foundation, which is called Speak Out Van City. It speaks about sexual abuse among youth, because I was actually sexually abused when I was younger, along with my best friend. So we went in it together to kind of raise awareness on the subject.
What are you going to do with this Little Sister Scholarship?
I actually, I'm in the process of getting my business off the ground. It's called Elemental Fitness Vancouver, so it's a personal training business. And this fall, I've already launched it. I've started last Friday with a circuit training class out at Trout Lake Park. And I've got various clients coming out, and I'm doing fitness training in the outdoors.
This is Fred Camperman reporting from the LOUD Gala event in Vancouver.
There were a lot of prides that happened in this country over the summer, and we're going to rewind and bring you back to Montreal Pride,
where our reporter Mark Kenneth Woods is going to take us to the Queer of the Year contest.
Hello, Mark here for OutlookTV, and I'm here with the 5 finalists of the Queer of the Year contest 2012. So, what are your names? Where are you from?
I'm Shane from Sydney, Australia.
Topher from Toronto, Canada.
Yvette from Brooklyn, New York.
Caleb from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Peter from Palm Beach.
All right, so what is the contest exactly? It's based out of Montreal, we know that. Can you tell us a little bit about what the contest is?
It's an international competition sponsored by Tourism Montreal.
And they're looking for a Queer of the Year, somebody to, well, we're in our 3rd year. Well, they're in their 3rd year, we're in our 1st year. And it's a competition where they get some individuals from all around the world to come together. We get to see the sights of Montreal, we get to experience Montreal, and we get to do a few little silly activities that it's kind of like summer camp, but with only 5 kids.
And lots of glitter.
Kids. And a lot of glitter. And a lot of poutine.
Good, so you're definitely experiencing Montreal then.
Yeah.
So what did you have to do to become the 5 finalists?
We had extensive interviews. They picked us out of hundreds of people. They did background on us, like what we all do, how we help out the community, and basically they just wanted 5 good people that represent the LGBT community, that push and will represent all of us and also showcase Montreal to the world.
Wait, who do you think, you can pick yourself, who do you think should win Queer of the Year 2012?
I was picking her. I was essentially right.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves to be Queer of the Year. I mean, I could just quickly talk about everyone for a second. Shane is amazingly talented. Look him up on YouTube, like incredible talent, drag queen, fabulousness. Topher and his TV work, and like he's like a master of social media. Caleb, I mean, he's just so handsome. you know, and of course, like Peter is
No,
Caleb's
really smart.
No, smart. He's more than a pretty face. He's smart. He's educated, and Peter is just like the most loving, wonderful person. But I think I should be Queer of the Year. No, but really, I think I should be Queer of the Year because of my activism work, my commitment to social justice within the queer community.
And your 2012 Queer of the Year is Yvette! Oh my goodness! Congratulations! How do you feel?
Fabulous.
What are you gonna do with your $5,000?
Coming back to Montreal.
Thanks, guys. Happy Montreal Pride.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to take a little break now, but please stay with us.
Yeah, sit, stay, stay.
You're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back to Outlook TV. Up next, we have Skylar Bear, who I understand played with some big balls. Do you know anything about this?
Okay, this is how rumors get started. He interviewed the English Bay Bowling League.
Oh!
The question is, did he strike out?
And Outlook TV Sports, we're bowling. Nice. Who doesn't love to bowl? It's your Outlook TV sportscaster, Skylar Bear here, and we're at Revs Bowling with the English Bay Bowling League.
It's just a fun thing to do on Sunday night. Most of the people come because it's the end of the week and it runs throughout the winter season starting in September and goes until May. It's definitely a recreational league. I mean, we're 10 feet away from the bar, so that never deters anybody from bowling, that's for sure. I've got people in this league that I call my mom. I've got people in this league that knew me back in my crazy party days, probably some inappropriate situations.
The Vancouver English Bay Cup is affiliated with the IGBO, the International Gay Bowling Organization, and we organize a Pacific Northwest tournament every year in March, and it encompasses mostly the Tri-Cities of Portland, Vancouver, and Seattle, and all the affiliations around there. I have such a good time meeting the people that come here. I've got invitations to go stay in Memphis, Tennessee with people. I have invitations for LA, invitations from Portland. And when we reciprocate and go to their cities and they host us, we have the best time.
EBBL has been around for over 30 years, and bowlers enjoy it more and more every season.
But we enjoy it. I enjoy it anyways, to see all the different faces coming to bowling. We could use a lot more women in bowling. It would be nice to see them come out and participate. But I still enjoy being around it. All the men, they're a lot of fun to listen to and laugh with, and definitely all the comments.
We have a dim sum group that meets for breakfast, and then we come here, we warm up and share pizza and usually Saturday night stories. It's a very social Sunday and it's a lot of fun. Not super competitive, but it's a good group of people having fun.
With a couple extra tips from the pros, I wanted to join in and knock some pins down. As much fun as bowling is, those big balls can work up a sweat. I'm using the famous EBBL fan to cool myself off, supplied by Nancy. For Outlook TV Sports, this is Skylar Bear reporting at Revs in Burnaby.
Well, now that fall is here and it's harvest season, it makes you think about food banks and the people who don't have enough to eat.
That's right. And we caught wind of a food bank that is serving the needs of the queer community, especially the gender, queer, and trans community.
So we sent our reporter Shane Forster to find out all about it.
The Sage Community Food Bank is a no-barrier safe space for queer, trans, and gender-variant people to access healthy food and support from other queer and trans peers and allies.
Bruce and I were approached back last October, almost a year ago now. It will be a year by the time the show films, by someone named Andrew. And Andrew said that a friend of his who was transitioning from male to female transgender didn't eat nutritiously as much as possible because they were on a very tight budget, and they wanted to know if there was a safe place where people could go to get healthy food for the LGBT community. And we couldn't think of one, but it really touched something in our hearts, and we decided to start one.
The project was inspired by Sage Anuo, a local trans woman who expressed a particular need for this type of resource due to the many barriers that trans and gender-variant individuals face.
She was having a really rough time with her family. Her family was very religious and weren't very accepting of her
her lifestyle and her choices, and basically just who she was as a person. She kept talking about coming out to them after Christmas, etc., etc. And then I found out we decided to do the food bank, and we're just trying to find, finish organizing the space, etc. And then she took her life not long after Christmas. I guess she talked to her parents, didn't work out, and she just couldn't deal with it anymore. And since it was kind of her idea, it was about, well, she was the one that asked if there was anything set up for that. So we decided to name it the Sage Community Food Bank in memoriam to her.
Many of the volunteers are individuals who access the food bank itself.
A couple of people actually here volunteer that saying, well, we like to help you and we like to be part, and yeah, just unloading the trucks and cleaning up. They want to feel that it's their food bank also.
The food bank runs every other Monday out of Art Bank at 1897 Powell Street, just at Victoria Drive. To volunteer, donate, or just to find out more, go to sagecommunityfoodbank.com. This is Shane Forster reporting for Outlook TV in Vancouver.
So do you know who I think has an awful lot of style on our show?
Well.
I mean, besides you.
Oh, who?
Angus Pratt.
He does, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why we sent him to cover the interior design show, West 2012, at the Vancouver Convention Center.
Yep, that's why.
Angus?
Here we are at the Vancouver Convention Center for the opening night of the interior design show West. Let's go see what's happening.
And I just wanted to ask you a few questions, Jason, if you could let us know what's new and happening at this year's show.
Sounds great. Well, we're really excited with this year's program. We grow 30% in size. We're now 140,000 square feet of eye candy. And we introduce a whole bunch of new features and new activations. We welcome world-renowned speakers. We welcome HGTV speakers. We welcome locals to speak. We celebrate studio furniture. We're inviting everyone to come down and celebrate.
Well, not only do I have a feature with General Paint called, it's inspired design, basically. So what it's done, it's I've taken a paint color and designed a space around it, but Andrew and I are also presenting together on the main stage.
Okay, fantastic. Can you want to add to that?
Yeah, we have a great opportunity. We work for Blanco Canada as well, so we are the designers that relate to the product and the media for them. And we have the opportunity to present on Saturday to the public in a design presentation with our good friend Cheryl Tornueva as well. And we'll be talking about kitchen design confessions, so what actually happens in a renovation.
Here we are with Jamal, the producer of Vancouver Fashion Week, and we're just going to find out a little bit about what you're doing here at the IDS West.
So tonight is a night opening gala for IDS West. We're collaborating where we're showing 3 designers who showed at Vancouver Fashion Week last week at IDS West. I have one from Uganda, another one from London, another one originally from Lebanon but resides in Vancouver.
Here we are with Shannon from Smashbox, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what they do.
Smashbox is one of Vancouver Fashion Week's main sponsors. We're here to pair up with IDS for the first year, so we're really excited because it's tying in really the art industry, and that Smashbox is a photo studio based brand based out of outside of LA. It's the 2 brothers of the Max Factor dynasty that started it.
This is Angus Pratt for Outlook TV.
This month, the Vancouver International Film Festival was in town, and they held their industry forum, the Film and Television Forum.
And we sent our reporter, Fred Camperman, to find out some interesting information from them. Stay tuned.
If you ever wanted to make a documentary but you weren't sure about the process, I sat down with Kirby Dick, who is an expert. He's an Emmy and Academy Award nominee. He made such films as Outrage, Twist of Faith, which is about sexual abuse in the church, as well as his new film, Invisible War, about rape in the U.S. military.
Making documentaries is so difficult, and you encounter so many obstacles in the process of making them, that any rational person would say, I should stop this project, go into something else. I actually make a sort of a promise to myself that once I decide that I'm actually making a film, that I'm moving ahead, I don't stop. I finish the film no matter what, even if it looks like it's going to be a complete disaster. I look for subjects who've gone through psychological experience, oftentimes trauma. In the Invisible War, these are mostly women, but some men who were raped, and not only was the experience of rape hugely traumatic, but also when they came forward and reported, the military turned on them for reporting, and that actually was a second betrayal that was even worse. In Twist of Faith, I focused on one man who was a fireman in his 30s who'd been abused when he was a teenager, and not only how that affected him, but affected his family, his relationship with his wife, his relationship with his friends, his community, and even his church, since he was a practicing Catholic. And that was the story that really, in some ways, I think only film could tell. And so that was the story I wanted to tell.
What is the kind of timeline you look at?
Usually, there's about 6 months where I'm researching extensively, looking for subjects, doing a lot of shooting, but not necessarily pulling the trigger and saying I'm going to make the film. Editing usually takes about 6 to 7 months. Sometimes I start editing and stop. I continue shooting all the way through the editing process. I'm continually shooting because editing informs the shooting. I mean, you can have a subject, you can do an interview and you think it's fantastic, and then you sit down to cut it and you realize, no, it's good, but it's not what I thought it was. I can't base the whole film on this. I mean, no one has any idea of the amount of work and unpredictability and explosiveness that can come from subjects. I mean, you have to have an incredible amount of will to make documentary film.
This is Fred Camperman reporting from the Film and Television Forum in Vancouver.
My hands are getting a little cold. You?
Yeah, let's warm up and then we'll come back and do some more stories.
Sounds good.
So we'll meet back here in about a minute and a half. Yeah.
Okay. All right. See ya.
Hi, it's Jujubee from RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, and you're watching Outlook TV.
And welcome back to Outlook TV. Well, here in Vancouver, it's fall now. There's a nip in the air. Winter, it's probably right around the corner.
That's right. And what are the gays doing? We are planning for Winter Pride. And we're here with Dean Nelson from Winter Pride. And he's going to tell us about some of the amazing things that are happening in preparation for this year's Winter Pride up in Whistler.
We have secured a lot of our talent already, including Simone from Vancouver. She's coming back up to be our hostess with the mostest, so that's very exciting. We have Paul Goodyear coming up. We have Dwayne Menard from Toronto. We also have Adam and Nick here in Vancouver. They're going to be coming up and spinning at some of the parties too, so it's looking really great.
One problem that we had was Rebecca and I went up and tried to find a hotel room, and we were SOL. It was totally sold out. There was not a hotel room to be found. But if people plan now, I know it goes against our nature in Vancouver to actually commit to something ahead of time. But if people plan now, they can get a deal as well as secure a room, right?
Yeah, an absolute amazing deal. So Whistler Blackcomb has this amazing product, and it's called the Edge Card. Just in case you don't know what an Edge Card is, it's sort of like a season's pass, but it's pay as you go. So they have a 1-day, 3-day, 5-day, 10-day Edge Card. It's the best value because it gives you a discount on lift tickets throughout the whole season, plus it gives you discounts for the hotel.
One of my favorite things last year was the Mr. Gay Canada competition.
It would
be. Yes.
Where the bathing suit portion.
The bathing suit portion. I've got, it warms me just thinking of the bathing suit portion.
Actually, this weekend, Mr. Gay Canada kicks off in Winnipeg. So we're going across the country seeking Mr. Gay Canada delegates to compete in February.
Well, I know something really special about Winter Pride was that the city of Whistler gave a proclamation recognizing Pride last year.
As the mayor said, it was a no-brainer for them. It was just like, why didn't we do it sooner? And so we're really pleased to have official civic status with the Resort Municipality of Whistler. So
wonderful. Well, thanks so much for being with us and telling us all about these early bird specials. I know what I'll be doing.
Yes, exactly. So book online or call 1-866-787-1966.
1966. There you go. February 3rd through 10th, 2013. Winter Pride.
So Dan, I know a lot of other people on the show are big fans of RuPaul's Drag Race. Are you one of them?
Well, I like the show. I like the lip sync for your life. But that's, that's about as deep as my adoration goes. Our reporter Skylar Bear, on the other hand, huge fan.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Which is probably why we let him go interview Jujubee when she was in town.
Ooh.
Tonight, TFD presents Icon, an extravaganza of a party featuring RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Jujubee. Tommy D, with hostesses Ray Sunshine and Robin Graves, join up to make this one unforgettable night. We caught up with Juju herself, who was so excited to be back in Vancouver.
Oh my gosh, RuPaul, All Stars, that's so crazy to me. But you know, it's great to be back because I feel like I was just here. And I did that whole party.
You have been here a few times, right?
Yeah, this is my third time, and it feels like home. It's kind of weird. I like the fact that you guys are very green.
We're very green.
Extremely green.
We're a green
I
city.
like that. Yeah.
We recycle everything. Everything.
I recycle my lashes.
Well, that's good. No one's gonna tell, don't worry.
Well, I'll tell you. I've worn these like 17 times.
So, you were a sensation on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2, and you're on Drag U, and now recently on All Stars of Week. We are so excited to see you on October 22nd.
That happens in 2 weeks.
I cannot
yes,
wait.
It happens in 2 weeks.
Yes. So how does it change your life? How has that made Juju more incredible than she already is?
Oh, well, thank you for that. You know, as a child, I always wanted to be a performer, and it didn't matter what kind. I wanted to be on the stage. I wanted to do what I loved, and Drag Race just gave me that platform. And I have a really big mouth, so I have lots to say.
We really want to say to all your fans tonight, all the fans who are here at Postmodern, all the fans in Vancouver.
Oh my gosh, I just want to say thank you. Like, you know, without you guys, we're really just somebody else on Facebook, right? I mean, that's really how I look at it.
The mastermind behind Icon livens up Vancouver's nightlife by bringing us an all-star every week in October.
Icon is a new weekly night that I started in Gastown. We needed something new in Vancouver. So we've got a new venue, we've got new stars coming in every week. I mean, we had Jiggly and Carmen for the first time. And Yada Sophia's coming as well, and that's her first time.
So excited.
And Pandora was the first. Actually, Juju's the only one that's been here before. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to build a night that's, you know, inclusive of really good DJs, really good music, really good people, and really good performers.
For Outlook TV, this is Skylar Bear at Postmodern in Vancouver.
Well, alas, we are out of time now for this, our first anniversary show. Thanks so much for joining us.
That's right, the honeymoon is now over, 1 year. So,
yeah, well, been nice, yeah.
I want my own bed.
I want my own dressing room.
There's lots coming up for our next episode.
And in the meantime, like us on Facebook.
Yeah, visit our site because you too could volunteer on Outlook TV or suggest some stories that you'd like us to cover so that we can bring the best of queer news right into your home.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
I'm Dan Doomshaw.